Hi, my name is CJF Brand, otherwise known as Coenraad. You are listening to Time Communication Questions and Answers, where I question possibilities of communicating back into time. These questions are excerpts from my work, Group Representation for Inventors and Innovators with the Advent of Time Communication. Right. In stark contrast to the working of the minds of men, are the ample, eternally unknown mysteries of the working of the mind of his mate, the female. While men think structure and forget ethics, women think ethics and forget structure. In the era of time communication, sending messages back and forth through time, there are far more to be understood about the female mind than what may hitherto have seemed perfectly evident. Women have a tremendous natural capacity for intuitive retrospection. It is astounding sometimes to see their gift, especially as it exists in such stark contrast to the selective as well as punitively limited intuitive capabilities of the majority of men needed for the capabilities of learning and acquiring wisdom with trial and error. There is also women's unique, highly emotional way with which they portray their inner retrospection on possible error. Women very seldom have the ability to act upon any rational means or to relay any rational messages retrospectively on air. And not at all, like time communication devices, can even attempt to assimilate. Yet, the retrospection women offer purely with emotion may not be all as clear as daylight, but as most men have come to realize, it is most effective and very clear right in the specific conditions of specific possible and potential error. Even though the source of the sometimes difficult emotions brought forth by the conditions of inevitable error may not at all be clear to either man or his mate in their present moment, her emotions will be there exactly when and what it has to be there, preventing her man's error. Question: will time communication be able to move beyond the primitive means of women as merely enablers of men's estimation and appropriation of what constitutes their potential error? My answer: let us assume you stand before a potential error. You are wise enough to create your communication device toint. A toint is short for a time point. It's a point in time. You give it a name. You create the toint right there and then you can retrospectively, with time communication, intervene. You can even send your iMessages to this point a full week in advance of the oncoming situation, or a year, or 5 years, 10 years. Let us say that with the most meticulous of care, you actually use considerable amounts of time in the future to become, showing your own past self retrospectively on what you think you might have erred and what your regrets might have on offer. You may do so even over what you may have presently come to perceive as your eventual remorse. You can go that far. Let us say you have even meticulously considered at length who you may include as friends and who you may lose along the way. You may succeed, visibly so. What did she say? Thank you for the loving care.